Hey everyone, and welcome back to USA Fans. Today's video might just be the most critical update of the year, because we are talking about something that could fundamentally change the future of the Iraqi dinar forever. We are diving deep into the 2026 budget of Iraq and the hidden signals buried within it that point directly to a new powerful exchange rate. If you are a dinar holder, I urge you not to miss a single word of this discussion, because we aren't just reading headlines today, we are connecting the mathematical dots that most people overlook. Right now, reports coming out of Baghdad are painting an unprecedented picture. Prime Minister Al-Sudani and his finance ministry have finalized a budget framework that simply does not align with the current programmatic rate of $1,310. If you do the basic math, you will see that the massive allocations for infrastructure, international trade deals, and government salary increases proposed in the 2026 budget are mathematically impossible to sustain with a weak dinar. The Iraqi government has promised its citizens increased purchasing power, but you cannot achieve that while fighting inflation without revaluing the currency against the dollar. This is where the real secret of the budget lies. Let's go deeper. Over the last few years, we have watched the Central Bank of Iraq, or CBI, quietly and strategically increase its gold reserves while simultaneously reducing the money supply. Why would they do this? A nation typically constricts its currency supply and bolsters hard assets like gold only when it is preparing to revalue its currency. The fact that this process has accelerated right before the 2026 budget is telling. Passing a budget means the government is projecting its income and expenses for the coming year. If the government knows it will change the rate in a few months, it would never pass a budget at the old rate because it would throw every single calculation into chaos. This strongly suggests that a provision for a new rate is baked right into the budget itself, ready to be activated at the precise moment. Many of you ask, since the budget is published in dinar figures, how do we know the rate is changing? We have to understand that Iraq is no longer operating in isolation. They are in the final stages of accession to the World Trade Organization. WTO rules generally discourage multiple currency practices and require a currency to be internationally acceptable. The 2026 budget is built on international standards. It includes mega projects like the Dry Canal, new airports, and rail lines that require billions of dollars in funding. If the 1310 rate remains, Iraq would have to print an astronomical amount of dinar to pay for these projects, which would trigger hyperinflation. But we're seeing inflation go down. That means the government knows the value of its currency will be much higher, so they won't need to print endless notes to cover these costs. Another critical piece of the puzzle often ignored is the HCL, or hydrocarbon law. The long-standing dispute between Kurdistan and Baghdad over oil revenue is on the verge of a resolution. The key to this solution is the budget. Kurdistan will only agree when they see they're getting the true value for their oil. A fair distribution of oil revenue is impossible without a strong dinar. When you see the budget calculations for Kurdistan's share matching Baghdad's share perfectly, it indicates they have agreed on a new valuation that satisfies both parties. Now, let's talk about the project to delete zeros. The CBI governor has repeatedly stated that this project is still on the table, waiting for the right economic environment. The 2026 budget and the rapid expansion of electronic payment systems prove that Iraq is moving toward a cashless economy. When large transactions go digital, it becomes much easier to remove zeros from the notes or introduce lower denominations. The sheer size of the budget and the emphasis on digital payments confirm that the preparation to remove large notes from circulation is complete. The role of the United States here cannot be overstated. The U.S. Treasury and the Federal Reserve have put immense pressure on Iraq over the last 2 years to clean up its banking sector. This pressure is why Iraqi banks are now meeting international standards. Major banks like Wells Fargo and JP Morgan are interested in integrating with Iraq because they know the economy has transformed. If the dinar rate wasn't going to change, these massive American institutions wouldn't waste their time trying to enter the Iraqi market. They know that 2026 is going to be a game changer. We know waiting is hard. Many of you have held dinar for years, and sometimes it feels like an endless cycle. But if you look at history, major economic shifts happen exactly like this. First, everything seems quiet and stagnant. Then suddenly, the preparations behind the scenes are finalized, and you wake up one morning to a changed world. It happened with Kuwait, and Iraq will be no exception. The 2026 budget is not just a paper document, it is the blueprint for a new economy. The flow of money shown in this budget is only feasible when the value of one dinar is close to or exceeds $1. So I will tell you this, do not lose hope. You are standing very close to the finish line. Waiting and giving up now would be a mistake. The market will be full of rumors. People will say the dinar is dead. But when you look at the data, when you look at the budget figures, and when you look at the CBI's gold reserves, you see the truth. The truth is that Iraq is rising, and its currency is rising with it. Your job now is to keep your eyes and ears open. As soon as the news of the budget passing hits the official gazette, we will bring you the breaking news right here. We will analyze every number and tell you exactly what it means. Remember, wealth is built through patience, not emotion. Those of you watching this video are among the few who have stood against the current and held on to your belief, and I truly believe 2026 will reward that belief. In our next video, we will discuss in more detail how this new rate will impact your pocket and what steps you need to take once the exchange begins. Until then, keep your investments safe, stay secure, and stick with USA Fans, because we will bring you the real news and the right analysis first. Thank you, everyone, and see you very soon.